Good morning everyone. Welcome to Gyan Jyoti online classes. Today we are going to be learn about your class 7 science, your chapter number 13. Okay, so our chapter is your motion and time. Student, in this video this is the section of physics. Okay, so this chapter refers to the physics section and the chapter is motion and time. Okay student. So first let's learn about the motion. Okay, so here I am standing here. If I move from here to there, okay, here I change my position from there to here. Okay, so anybody, anything that change their places with respect to time, we call that the body is in motion. Suppose here is a ball. Okay, the ball is present at the position A. After some time, if the ball moves to the position B, okay, after some time the ball moves to position B, then we call the ball is in motion. Okay student, so here the motion term is the movement. Okay, anybody, anything that moves from one place to another, then we call that the body is in motion. Okay, so the motion of a body may be slow or that may be fast. Okay, what do you mean by slow or fast? Suppose you can compare two vehicles. Every vehicle, that may be your cycle, that is motorcycle, car, train, bus, all they are moved from one place to another place. Okay, so as compared to the speed or the motion of the cycle and a car, we also notice that a car moves faster as compared to the cycle. Okay, so you can say that the motion of a cycle is slow or the motion of a car is faster. Okay, so the changing of the position with respect to time is called, we determine the slow or the fastest of the motion. Okay, so we have to, the process at first we found the speed, also the slowest or the fastest of the motion is called a term that is speed. Okay students, so let's discuss about the term speed. Okay, so what is speed? The idea to how fast or slow an object in moving is found by the distance it covered in a unit time. Okay, so the speed of a body is moving body is determined with a formula that is speed is equal to distance upon time. Okay, so how can we calculate the speed of a moving object? Okay, so the speed can be calculated by the distance covered by a body at a unit time. Unit time, that means the unit time means that may be 1 second, 1 minute or 1 hour. Okay, or that may be 1 year. Okay, so we can calculate. Suppose this ball takes here the distance is your 5 centimeter, and if the ball takes 5 seconds, okay, to move from here to there. Okay, so how can we calculate the speed of this thing? That speed is your distance upon time. Here the time is 5 seconds and the distance is 5 centimeter. Okay, so here distance will be 5 centimeter and time will be 5 seconds. Okay, so 5 can cancel is 1, then the speed of the ball is 1 centimeter per second. Okay, but this notation is not true. We have to convert the centimeter into the meter formula. Okay, that I just discussed how to find the speed of an object using this formula. Let's take an example to understand briefly about the finding process of the your speed. Okay, so here is take an example that the distance between two cities is 300 kilometers. A car takes 5 hours to cover the distance. Okay, so calculate the speed of the car. So here we take a question to find out the speed, or to understand better, to better understand for the speed or the finding of the speed. Okay, let me take a question here. Suppose the distance between two cities is 300 kilometers. Okay, so the distance between two cities is 300 kilometers. Okay, a car use 5 hours to cover the distance. Okay, so find the speed of the car. Okay, so here we are taking question that suppose there are the two cities. Suppose here is a Delhi, okay, and here is the Mumbai. Okay, there the two cities are there. Suppose from here a car is a person travels through a car. Okay, here the distance in between these two cities is 300 kilometers, and a person started his journey with a car, and he required 5 hours to reach their destination. Okay, so here there is a diagram. We have to better understand the question. Here two cities are Delhi and Mumbai. We have imaginary these two cities, and the distance in between them is, here is written that 300 kilometers is there, and a person travel this distance with the help of a car, and he require 5 hours to reach their destination. Okay, so from this question we get here the distance. Here the distance is your 300 kilometers and time is your 5 hours. Okay, students. So here we can easily find, using this formula, we can easily find the speed of the car. Here in this question also, so find the speed of the car. Okay, so now put the this two value in this formula, that is suppose speed denoted by s is equal to distance upon time. Okay, so you can now put the value of distance. The value of the distance is 300 kilometers and time is 5 hours. Okay, so 300 kilometers upon 5 hours. Okay, so now divide 300 by 5. Here 5, 6 is 30 and 0 is 0. Okay, so here is 60 kilometers by hour. So here answer is 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, so we can find as the speed of the car is 60 kilometers per hour. We can read, we should read this as kilometer per hour. Okay, and in other cases it also be written as kmph. This is also a kilometer per hour. Okay, and other way this is also written as kmhr minus 1. Okay, this is also be called as kilometer per hour. Okay, so these are the unit of the speed. Okay, so what is the unit? Suppose we move to a grocery shop and there we want your potato. Then we cannot ask give me 1 liter of potato. Okay, we ask them to give me 1 kg of potato. Here the kg, that is the unit of the mass. Okay, another thing, if we want to buy some liquid just like oil, then we cannot then we ask them give me a liter of or 2 liter of oil. Okay, here the liter is the unit to measure the quantity which are present in liquid form. So that here kilometer per hour, it is also a unit to measure the speed. Okay, another unit are your unit of speed. Okay, so measuring your speed are that your meter per second, kilometer per hour. This is the most common unit that are used to find the speed. Okay, so here meter per second and kilometer per hour. These are the two major units that are used to find or to measure the speed of anything or speed of any moving object. Okay. So here student, just now discuss about the uniform and non-uniform motion. Okay student. So you have already know about the term, the meaning of uniform, that whenever you come to our school, then you all the students are come in your proper uniform. Okay. So uniform means just a similarity, refer to a term that is similarity, or non-uniform means here sometimes our teachers, they will also come, or in some your occasion, just like your Ganesh Puja and other festival, you come in non-uniform. That means the clothes of your in between your friends are differ from each other. Okay, so just compare these things in the cases of science also. Here, suppose two cars, two friends A and B, they travel, they are starting their journey. Okay, with two cars. Okay, here car A and car B. Here two friends, they started their journey from a same point. Okay, for 1 hour. Okay, and there is condition to notate their speed at a proper interval of time, that is your 15 minutes. Okay, there is condition here. Two friends, that is they travel through car A and car B. Okay, for 1 hour. They started their journey at 8 a.m. and they complete their journey at 9 a.m. Okay student, so here is the reading of these two cars that we presented with that. So let's first discuss about the car A. Okay, so at the time of 8, the car, they will start, so the kilometer or the distance traveled by the car is 0, and after 15 minutes, that is 8:15, the car A reaches at kilometer 5. Okay, they travel 5 kilometers. After 8:30, they reach at kilometer 10 kilometers. Okay, and after 8:45, they reach 15 kilometers, and at 9, they reach at 20 kilometers. Okay, so this is the distance traveled by the car A, and this is the time interval of car A. And similarly, the car B, the notation of car B, that changes that. So this is the time and this is the distance. Okay. Similarly, the car B also start their journey from 0 at 8 a.m. Then at 8:15 it covers 10 kilometers, and 8:30 it covers 12 kilometers, and 8:45 it covers 20 kilometers, and at 9 it covers 25. Okay students, so what will happen at there? Suppose here let's discuss first of car A. Here car A travel, here the difference of time is 15 minutes. Okay, and the difference of distance is 5 kilometers. Similarly here also the difference of time is 15 minutes, and the difference also 5. Here the difference of distance is also 5, and difference of time is also 15. In this way, in the every fraction of calculation, yes, here after every 15 minutes, car A travel 5 kilometer, 5 kilometer, 5 kilometer. Okay student, so this is so the motion of car A be called as the uniform motion. Okay student, so what is the definition of uniform motion? The definition of uniform motion is that a body can travel equal distance after an equal interval of time is called the body move in a uniform. So here the body moves every 5 kilometers as per 15 minutes of time interval. Here also it covers 5 kilometers after a 15 minutes of time interval. Here the body moves a equal interval of time with equal distance. So the motion of car A is called the uniform motion. But in case of the B car B, here in the first 15 minutes the car can travel 10 kilometers, and after this 15 minutes of interval it moves only 2 kilometers here. But after next 15 minutes it moves 8 kilometers, and after the 15 minutes it moves 5 kilometers. Here note, you can see that after every 15 minute interval the movement or the distance traveled by the car B is here 10 km here, 2 km here, 8 km here, 5 km. That is not in a sequence of manner. Here this is a random manner. So the motion of a car or motion of the car B is called as the non-uniform motion. So what is the non-uniform motion? If a body can travel a random distance after equal interval of time, then we call the motion of the body is in non-uniform motion. Yes, students? So may I think that we have clearly understood about the uniform motion and non-uniform motion. So students, first we have cleared the concept about the rest and motion. Okay, this is a very important concept that will be help you in your further in your future study also. So first, that what is a rest? Okay, suppose you have seen any type of tree. Okay, so the tree, when you burn, if that is a big tree one, when you burn, the tree is placed at some places. After your young one also, the tree always is placed at the same place, because so we can say that the tree is in rest. Okay, so the definition of rest is after some interval of time, if the object does not change their position or does not change their position with respect to time, then it is called as rest. Okay, so and what is a motion? If a body changes their places with respect to time, then it is called as motion. Okay, suppose whenever you travel through a car, you have sit inside the car, then you observe the tree, the houses besides the road. They were you have to feel that you should feel that the car, the tree and the houses that moves backward. But in the exact cases, you move forward, all they are at the rest. Okay, so but you know one thing, student, everything in our universe are not in rest. Okay, suppose a tree or a house that is placed, that is in your village or that may be in your town, that is placed in certain places, and your house is placed inside our earth, and earth that moves always around the sun. Okay, the earth always change their position with respect to sun. Okay, so your house is also not be in at the position of rest. Your house is also be moves with whenever we observe your house from the moon. Okay, then we find that your position of your house is continuously changed with respect to time. Okay, so we cannot assume anything at the rest. Everything is in motion. Okay, but respective places, if we move through a car, then we assume that the house will move backward. Similar in that cases, everything if you observe your house from the moon also, then you can feel that your house also will move from places to places with respect to time. Okay, so time is a thing that we measure. Okay, so let's discuss about your graph, that is in between the distance and time graph. Okay, students, here now discuss about the distance, time graph. Okay, so I hope that you have already learned about the graph in your mathematics. Okay, So what will be happen in the cases of graph? There will be a graph paper and you have to draw two axes at there, and your vertical axis is denoted as your x and y, and your longitudinal axis that will be denoted as your y and your y. Okay, so and after we have to choosing some point, we have to plot it on the graph. Okay, and after joining them we will got maybe that may be a straight line, or at some time we may also get at such like point that we also get your chord like your surface also. Okay, so now we have to plot it on this graph as one axis as the B stars and another axis we have to measure, or you have to plot it the time. Okay, so let's discuss about this type of presentation. First, may I give some discussion about your graph. Suppose I have taken an example that x plus y is equal to 3. Okay, student. Suppose take the 5. Okay. So this is you have already learned in the linear equation of mathematics. I have again here discussed. May I clear any doubt there? Suppose there is the equation that x plus y equal to 5. Okay. Whenever we move this y term into this side, then this plus sign can be changed into the minus. Here implies that x equal to 5 minus. Okay. So here student, may I assume the value of x, then I will obtain the value of y. Suppose here this is table that this is the value of x and this is the value of y. If I assume the value of y as 1, okay. If I assume the value of y as 1, now I have to put this 1 value at this place. So the 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Okay. So here I will get the value of x, that is 4. Okay. So by assuming and putting the value of y, I got the value of x, that is 4. Okay. Now I can assume another value for the y, that is I can take the value of y that is as the 3. Okay. If I assume the value of y as 3, whenever I put this formula that x is equal to 5 minus y, that is I put that value of y that is 3. So 5 minus 3 equal to, like that, x. Here I got the value of x, that is 2. Okay, student. So here we can notice that here the value of y may be independent. We can take any value for the y, but the value of x, which is totally depend upon the chosen value of the y. Okay, so in this case the value of y or the y variable is called the independent variable. Okay, so why these are called a variable? Because the value of x and y are not a single thing, that may be vary from one number to another. Okay, so here we can change the value of y as our wish. So we can call here the y is a independent variable, and the value of x is totally dependent upon y. So here the x is called as the dependent variable. Okay, student. Here these two variables are maybe fully useful in the cases of plotting of graph. Okay, so this is the normal concept of the graph or the presentation of the. If we want to plot this ratio into graphs of, I have also know that here the point are that your 4, 1 and your 2, 3. Okay, so now take a graph. Here your x axis and your y axis and y axis here. And the center point is your 0. After equal interval of time, you may notice So in the y-axis also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. In the same axis -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. Okay. In this way also there -1 and -2, -3, -4, and in this way up to down to -5. Okay. So now plot this point and the equation that 4, 1. Here is in the x-axis we move to 4 and then in the y-axis we move to 1. Okay. So now here is the common point of 4 and 1. This point is called 4, 1. And next one is 2, 3 point. Here in the value of x-axis that is 2 and the value of y-axis that is the 3 and 2 and 3. So this is the meeting point of the 2 and 3. Okay. So here also the point plotted on the graph, and if we have to join this, okay, then we got the result. Okay. This is the normal concept of the graph. Now by the utilization of this concept we are going to find the result of the distance time graph. Okay students. So here we may erase it. So whenever we are going to be plotted a graph for distance time, then we have to mind something that in case whenever you are going to be plotted a distance time graph, then you always take the distance into your y-axis and time that will be always taken in your x-axis. Okay. So here suppose here the graph is there and this is the x and x-axis. Here is your y and your y-axis. Then you always have to take your distance in your y-axis and time that is here. In the x-axis we must have to take the time, and the y-axis we must have to take the distance. This is the important rule that we must have to follow at every time whenever we go to plotted a distance time graph. And another thing is that this is the most important, that we have to always take the time in the x-axis and always take the distance in the y-axis. Okay. Then another point, analysis the given data and make proper choice of time scale of time and distance. Okay. Next we have to choose the unit of the time, that may be the unit of time that may be in the minute format, second format, or that may be in the kilometer format. Sorry, your hour format. And distance that is mostly in the your kilometer and centimeter and meter. Okay. So we have to choose the proper format or the proper unit of this tool. Okay. So now similarly after the taking and the finding the points of there, then you have to plot it on the graph and then you have to join the points. Okay. So let's take an example and what will be the results for the distance time graph. Okay. Let's first think that suppose in their book also they are given a table that here is the time that is presented in minute and the distance that is given in our hour. Okay. There is a table. Okay. I have drawn a bigger format. I have to minimize it. Here is your time and your distance. Time is in minute format and distance in your hour format. Okay. So that is your 20, this will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 and 60. These are on the graph, and in this time interval the distance covered by a body is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and 30. Okay students, so in this way a table is usually given to you. You have to plot it a time distance graph and the result of the graph will be announced. Okay. So as the rule, according to the rule of the distance time graph, you must have to take a graph. Okay. So in the x-axis, here is your x and x-axis, here your y and y-axis. So your y and y-axis. So in the x-axis we must have to take the time, and in the y-axis we must have to take the distance. Okay. By mistake I have written the unit of distance that is not with the hour, that is the kilometer. Okay. Here. Okay. So take the x-axis, the time in the that is your first here is 0, then your 10, your 20, then your 30, then your 40, 50. Okay. Not move more than just, and here also we can as 70. Okay. And here is minus 10, minus 20, minus 30, minus 40, minus 50, minus 60, and minus 70. Okay. Here the x-axis, that is everything is in minute. Okay. Time is in minute. Okay. And in the y-axis we must have to plot your kilometer. That is here is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Here is your minus 10, minus 50, sorry, minus 5, minus 10, minus 20, minus 15, minus 20, minus 25, and minus 30. In this way, here is the distance present in kilometer format. I have to written that. In the y-axis we have taken the distance, and the x-axis we take the time. Okay. Now plot the point. And the points are the 10, 5, and your that is your 20, 10, and your 13, 15. Next point is your 40, 20. Next point is your 50, 25. Next point is your 60, 30. These are the points that we must have to plot it inside the graph. Okay. So first is 10, 5. Here is 10 and it is 5. We plotted it there. This point is called your 10, 5. Okay. So this one is your 10. After that, the 20, 10. That will be 20 and 10. That is joining point. And the 20, 10 is there. After 13, 15. So here is the 13, 15 point is there. And next is 40, 20. Here the 40, 20 point is there. If you draw this graph using proper scale, then 50, 25 is there. And 60, 30 is there. Okay. Now the time to be join all the points. Here the I don't know the 10, 5, 20, 10, and 13, 15, and 40, 20, and 50, 25, and 60, 30. These are the all points, all the coordinates of the points. Now we have to join them. Okay. Here properly join these things with respective 0. Okay. Then we got a straight line. Okay. If the graph of the distance time graph will obtain a straight line, then the motion of the body is called the uniform motion. Okay, students. This is another idea to find or to recognize the motion of a body is uniform or that in the non-uniform. Okay. So if the graph will be obtained as a straight line, then it must be the body moves in a uniform motion. Here also we noted that after 10 minutes of time, the body always covers 5 km. Here also covers 5 km. Here also covers 5 km. Okay. So every after 10 minutes of time, the body will be covered 5 km distance. Okay. So here also the graph of the distance time graph is obtained. The slope of the distance time graph will be obtained as a straight line. So the straight line represents the uniform motion. Okay. So now discuss about the next the graph of the non-uniform motion. Okay. Here may I just change the value of the distance. I can remain the time at the same. If I change the distance traveled by the body, okay, 10 minutes the body may cover your 2 kilometers, then your 6 kilometers here, then 8, then 14, then 24 and 30. Okay, so these are the here after 10 minutes the body moves 2 kilometers, 20 minutes it moves 6 kilometers, after 30 minutes it moves 8 kilometers. In this way the table represents. Here also we can able to plot this graph on the same graph. I erase the previous graph. Here also the notation of the remain the same. Okay, so in your graph paper you also notice that there is small 5 division in between the one. Okay, and another 5 division is being there. Okay, so now plot this one for the 10 to 4. Okay, on the x-axis, on the time axis we may take the 10 and the y-axis we may take the 2. Here 1, 2 and here the 10 to 4. Okay, student. Next your 26. In the x-axis we have to take 20 and the y-axis we have to take the 6. Okay, here is your 26. Okay, student. And then 38 is also 38. Okay, so whenever we go to join this one, okay, and after the your 40, 14, okay, here is your 40, 14, okay, and then your 50, 24, 50 and 24, 50, 24, this is the point. And the 60, 30, 60, 30. Okay. So in this way, the graph will be obtained for this type of table. Okay. So here we are not getting a straight line slope. Here the graph is continuously up and down, up and down. So whenever the resultant of the distance time graph will be a curve, then we will declare that this body moves in your non-uniform motion. Okay, student. If the distance time graph will be obtained in a straight line, then it will be called as the uniform motion. If the distance time graph will be obtained as a curve graph, then it will be called as the non-uniform motion. Okay. So another type of graph are also be there. You have learned in your mathematics class. Suppose this type of graph. Okay, this type of graph will be called as your. This is the bar graph. Okay. And whenever you have to study about in your geography that the gases that present in our atmosphere, they are denoted as such like that. Okay, here this is a percentage of oxygen, this is percentage of nitrogen, here is the carbon dioxide and here is the other gas. Okay, in this way the various gases contained that in the air also represented that. Here this type of represented is called your pie chart. Okay, this type of graph is called your bar graph and this type of presentation is called your pie chart. Okay, so now here we are going now discuss about the various methods that were used by our ancient people to measure the time. Okay, so ancient method of measuring of time. Ancient method of time measurement. So the people, those are live in our villages, they were non-educated and they are not be able to read the watch or digital watch or that may be the analog watch. So they are today also they have measured they can calculate the day or the month by using your sunrise and sunset, and by calculating the full moon, new moon. Okay. So the villagers live in our village. They are the illiterate. They consider that there is an interval when the sunrise, the time in between the two consecutive sunrise is complete 1 day. Okay. So the sunrise and the sunset, after the sunrise, they will be considered, this will be complete a 1 day, and they will be considered a 1 month after a new moon. Every new moon, consecutive every new moon, they will be considered that this will be completed as 1. Okay. So this is the normal mentality measurement of the your day and month. But our ancient people, they also uses some instrument that to measure the small interval of time. That is your first is your sundial. Okay. What is your sundial? Sundial, if you have if you are the very curiosity to visit the historical places, if anytime if you visit the Jajpur or the Rajasthan, at the places of Jantar Mantar, then you have observed a very big sundial that will be at the 90 feet high, that will be made by the Maharaja Jai Singh II. Okay, so they will make a sundial. You may try to make a sundial, and you have to take a suppose you have to take the broken pieces of the plate of your digital your analog clock. Okay, and in your cardboard also you have to take circular paper and divide it into 12 sections. Okay, if you divide the piece of paper into the 12 sections and make a hole inside at the center places. Okay, and put a needle, okay, on this place. If you put a needle on these places at the vertically, and the shadow of the sun represent the current. Okay, so this is the working process of the sun. Our ancient people also, they make a big circle and they divide it into 12 category. Okay, and wherever the shadow, that will be, if the shadow of this needle will fall on these places, then we got that it is your 7. Okay, that must be your AM, because the negative point of the sundial, it does not work during the cloudy day or at the night. This can only be function whenever the sunlight will fall on it, and the shadow of the sun, this needle, or that may be any wood places, that will fall on any portion of the this presentation. Then after that we may able to identify the small interval, that may be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this is the working procedure of the sundial. After that, also some uses, that the sand clock. Okay, so what is a sand clock? We have also seen in the various movie also, during the time of audition. Okay, they will set here is just like 4 cases. In between these 4 cases, 2 glass bowls are fitted at the same size. At the upper side, the sand will be filled inside it, and there is a narrow tube in between the 2 bowls. If the soil, that will be slowly fall on this down container, after a certain time, this will be empty. Okay, so this time will be recognized as some special time. Okay, so by the help of this type of sand clock, our ancient people also measure the small interval of time. After next, they also use the candle clock. What is the candle clock? Okay, so they may take a candle, okay, and place the candle in a metal vessel. Okay, that means metal plate is there, that will be placed inside the candle. Okay, and they places various needle as after equal interval of distance. Okay, So whenever this candle will be burned and this candle will reach this portion, then this needle fall on the metal places and make a sound, and after that this needle also fall on the metal surface and make sound. Okay, so by the listening of this sound they can calculate that this interval of time will be passed. Okay, so this is the working procedure of your candle clock. We have learned about sundial, giant clock and candle clock. These are the some ancient instruments that are used to measure the small interval of time, but all these are the not exact, they not give the exact value of the time. After some time the another machine, your digital clock, your analog clock will be invented during the passing of the time. Okay. Okay, so student, now discuss about the simple pendulum. Okay, simple pendulum. So what is simple pendulum? Okay, the simple pendulum is also have a simple structure. It will be fixed. This is any rigid surface, and that may be a wall, that may be a wood pieces. Okay, this is a rigid one. If they have two suspension, okay, this is a rigid box. Okay, that may be, this is a rigid frame. We have to place a string. Okay, so this is a string, and the string that must not be non-elastic, that the string that not be used in the case of rubber, that is very that non-elastic. Elastic means those are able to stretch. Okay, so here the rope that will be used as non-elastic rope are be used there, and that will be at the end of this place there will be placed a bulb-like structure that may be made up of wood or metal, steel or gold. Okay, so this bulb is called your bulb. Okay, this bulb is called your bulb. Okay, so whenever we take this bulb and move it, then it moves just like here and there, here and there. Okay, and this position is the rest position of the pendulum. Okay, so the construction of the pendulum is suspended through a rigid surface, and it will be suspended with the help of a non-elastic string, and a metal ball or metal non-metal ball is will be placed at the end of the rope. Okay, and this whenever we move this place and leave the bulb, then the bulb will be oscillate just like here. Okay, so in this way the bulb will be moved. Okay, and the movement of the bulb is called the oscillation. Okay, so here if the bulb is moved from A to B and C, the two points here A and B are the extreme position of the bulb, and C is the mean position of the bulb, or C will be the rest position of the bulb. Okay, so this is the normal concept of a simple pendulum. Okay, it will be maximally read in your higher class as oscillation. Okay, so what is the oscillation? If the bulb will move from here to there, okay, so this consider and written this place that make the one oscillation. Okay, so whenever the bulb moves from to and fro and complete the one movement, and it is called the one oscillation. And what is the time period? The time taken by the bulb to move from two extreme position is called the time period of the oscillation. Okay, so using this concept of this simple pendulum, Galileo make a pendulum clock. Okay, so using this pendulum, with the help of this pendulum, Galileo make a your pendulum clock in the year of 1602. Okay, so what is the concept of what the mechanism of the pendulum clock is that there will be a gear which is placed just like that, and there is a large gear which will be present in this like structure. Okay, if the there is a pendulum suspended behind that, if the pendulum moves, then this structure also will move, and if you rotate the this gear, as a result the clock or the point of the clock also will rotate. After this rotating process will continue, then the time will be exact shown by the pendulum clock. Okay, but remember one thing, student, here if we change the mass of the bird is there also, then the time period of the oscillation cannot be changed. The time period of the oscillation only be changed by the effect of the length of the string. If it will be shorted the length of the oscillation string, then the time period will be less. If we increase the length of the string, then the time period of the your simple pendulum will be increased. Okay, so this is the concept of the simple pendulum and the concept of the pendulum clock. Now only one thing will remain at the unit of time. You also know that the unit of time. Okay, so just discuss something about the unit of so in a one solar day, that is one day equal to 24 hours, and 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, so that 24 hours into 60 minutes. Okay, so 16 to 24 minutes in a day. Okay, then in a single minute there will be 60 seconds is there. Okay, so this much second is usually obtained in a single day. Okay, so what is the answer of this multiplication? Okay, so this is your 86400. 86400. In our watch also we have the minimum unit of the time, that is second. Okay, so second is also be considered as the SI unit of time, the standard international unit of the time, that is time is your second. Okay, so one day consists of your 86,400 seconds. Okay, so this is the normal day and day, hour, minute and second representation. If we go for a okay, so 1 week. Okay, so 1 week, that makes 7. After the combination of 7 days, it will be form 1 week, and your that is 1 month, that will be formed by the combination of 4 weeks, and the 1 year, that will be formed by the combination of 12 months. And in this way 10 years is called your 1 decade, and the 100 years will be called your 1 century, and the 1000 years called the 1 millennium. In this way the bigger unit of time also be noted. Here we conclude your chapter, that is the motion and time. Thank you so much. Have a good day.